This is Walk with Travel and Leisure, and this is the Paris in a Day tour. We're gonna see together the most iconic places in the city, but also some amazing hidden gems. So stick with me because at the very end, I'm gonna take you to one of my favorite places in the city, and it's all about love. So just behind me, we have what is considered to be probably the most famous independent bookstore in the whole world, Shakespeare and Company. There's one in New York as well, but this one was actually opened in 1919. The first one was just a few blocks away from here in the Saint-Germain district, and then they moved it here in 1951. Now what I really love about this place is that they still organize like weekly events. So they have like readings, poetry sessions, and so on. And they have an apartment just above the bookstore. Aspiring writers can come here and spend the night just there. And what they have to do in exchange is just to work for a couple of hours in the bookstore. So it's a really, really cool thing. When you guys walk around the city, you're going to see a lot of those fountains. They're called the Wallace fountains, and they're named after the man who gave them to Paris. His name was Richard Wallace. He was a British philanthropist. He was a Parisian by adoption, so he lived in the city during the Franco-Prussian War. And what happens that France lost to the Prussians, they completely destroyed all the aqueducts that were around the city, and there was no water available for Parisians. So what he did, he financed the construction of those fountains. You find today 102 of them. And as you can see, there's water coming down. It's drinkable water. So a little tip, when you're here in Paris and you visit the city, just walk around with an empty bottle and fill them up. So this is probably my favorite bridge in the city. This is called Pont Neuf. And what does it mean? Pont Neuf means new bridge. But I'm going to tell you something. It's a little tricky, typical French, because Pont Neuf is actually the oldest bridge in the city. So it was finished at the beginning of the 1600s by Henry IV. He was considered to be a really good king, and unfortunately, he was assassinated in 1610. But his wife decided to put a statue of her late husband at the very center of the bridge. And this is quite important because this was the very first time ever that we had a statue representing a king in a public space. Because up until then, you would find statues within churches or palaces. So that was right in the middle of the city. I'm gonna look at the next bridge. So it's called the Pont des Arts, the Arts Bridge, and it's quite famous. It's famous for something that used to be right over there, and I'm sure you know about it, the love locks. It was entirely covered with love locks. So people would come to the city, Paris being the city of love, so they would go there, like people in a couple, they would put their locks. What happened? It almost collapsed. So for safety reasons, they had to close it down to remove all the locks. And well, they put some big glass panels on both sides. People get creative. They started to put locks literally everywhere in the city, but that's where it all started. It all started in 2008. Look what we have in the background. This is a wonderful view over Notre Dame. So we have the cathedral just behind me. I don't know if you guys know what Notre Dame means in French. It's actually Our Lady. And the reason? It's dedicated to the Virgin Mary. So this was built a long time ago, and it took about 180 years. It was inaugurated in 1345, and we're quite lucky because just a little while ago, they reopened the square in front of Notre Dame. Let's have a look. Most people usually don't even notice it when they walk around this area, but we're actually on an island right now. And this island is called the Cité Island. It's extremely important because it's considered to be the heart of Paris. In the year 52 BC, the Romans came. So Julius Caesar was here, he conquered Paris, and it became a smaller version of the city of Rome. consider about 10,000 inhabitants, and you would find all the things that you would find in Rome. And we had a Roman bathhouse just underneath us. That's pretty cool. In the 1970s, they were excavating and they found the remains of that Roman bathhouse. And the entrance is literally just over there. It's called the archaeological crypt. You go a few steps down, you get your ticket, and you see that Roman bathhouse. How cool is that? I'm now standing at the center of the courtyard of one of the most amazing museums in the whole world, the Louvre. So what was the Louvre before it became a museum? Well, it was first built as a castle. Later on, a couple of centuries after its construction, it was turned into a palace. So basically, the kings of France before that used to live on the island Cité. So Charles V left the island, moved to the Louvre. It became a royal palace up until the French Revolution. So what happened during the French Revolution? In 1793, they turned that into a museum. All right, guys, I'm super excited because it's now time for me to show you the most iconic monument in the whole city. I'm gonna let you guess. You have 1 second. There we go. The Eiffel Tower. Do you actually know why this place is called the Eiffel Tower? Well, it's named after the guy who built it, an engineer, Gustave Eiffel. And the reason behind the construction is that we had a World's Fair in Paris. We had several actually, but this was a really, really big one in 1889. So it only took 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days to complete. They also built the Moulin Rouge that same year. So they were expecting millions of visitors and they wanted Paris to be the most beautiful city in the world. Look at this amazing view. We're actually right now in Montmartre. So Montmartre is the highest hill in the city. And something really cool, up until the 19th century, this area was not even part of the city. So today we have 20 districts in Paris. We call them arrondissements. This is number 18, but before that we had 12, so the city was much smaller. And now the one thing you have to see when you visit Montmartre, come over here. The Sacred Heart Basilica. So it's an iconic monument. It was actually opened in 1919 and the construction started after the Franco-Prussian War. If you get to the very top, you have an amazing view over the city. You can climb the dome and it's just breathtaking. So this is the last part of our tour, and this is a hidden gem in Paris. My favorite place. You know how we say Paris is the city of love? Well, this is the Wall of Love. We call it Le Mur des Je t'aime. Je t'aime means I love you in French. And what's so special with this wall? It was inaugurated in 2000, and we have written here, I love you in 250 different languages. So you have languages like French, English, Spanish, but also super cool languages like Navajo, Inuit, or Esperanto. So on behalf of Walks and Travel and Leisure, I really hope that you enjoy the tour. Thank you so much for staying until the end, and I really hope also that I'm going to get to see you next time you come here. Have a great one.